idea of this greater reset COVID-19 agenda going forward. So on that note, in general, how does the World Economic Forum necessarily tie in, and who are the people that connect it to SolarWinds, Samaj, whatever company that is, and what's the connection there?
Right. So remember back, right? Event 201 was the World Economic Forum with, Bill Gates and Johns Hopkins predicting coronavirus pandemic just months before it happens. And of course, at the same time, you have the U.S. government simulating basically the same thing through Crimson Contagion. And then lo and behold, a few months later, we have the COVID crisis. In July, you have the World Economic Forum do their big cyber attack simulation called Cyber Polygon. And then it's followed 1 month later by a DHS simulation called Cyberstorm 2020. That's also about a multi-sector attack on critical infrastructure in the United States. But everything that happened there has not been released. It's all classified. None of it's coming out. Not even the scenario if a nation-state hacker was involved, or like what the background of the simulation was about. We literally know next to nothing about what happened there. So if you just want to look at how these simulations often, more and more often, keep turning into reality just a few months later, it's pretty indicative of something. But don't just take that. Take Klaus Schwab's words at Cyber Polygon as an example, saying that after COVID, there's going to be a cyber pandemic, a pandemic of massive cyber attacks that are going to have worse social and economic implications than COVID-19 did. And then at Davos Agendas Week for the World Economic Forum's meeting in a couple of days, Klaus Schwab says this is the year when we're going to move out of COVID, and there's going to be other events that take place that are deserving of our attention. So this is the year we're going to move on from coronavirus and segue into other fear-mongering things that are going to require great resets to mitigate. And that what he brings up there are cyber attacks, but also ecological issues that will bring climate change to the forefront. And what do you know? We're already seeing the narrative start to shift from COVID to climate change, fear-mongering about cyber attacks and cyber security coming from these people while they're lowering just as Biden's inaugurated and just as Klaus Schwab makes this pronouncement that COVID's going to end, the World Economic Forum reduces the cycle count of PCR tests, so cases are going to start dropping because there's going to be less false positives, and they're going to praise Biden's mask mandate and the vaccines for it, probably. And what another interesting thing, what the World Economic Forum wants to do this year is build trust. Is their big push for this year, and the way they're going to build trust is by ending the COVID pandemic and painting themselves as the saviors. And it was really the lockdowns and the masks and the vaccine that took us all of this horrible crisis, and we all have to come together and build a better future so it'll never happen again. And they're basically going to gaslight us into trusting them that these are our saviors, when really they're the people that dug this hole that we're trying to get out of in really every sector of the economy. These are the predatory assholes who have ransacked the economy, the environment, and everything, and we're supposed to trust in them to rebuild a new system that's going to work for everyone. Yeah, right. So